Hey everyone, it's Joe again from Tireswing Games, and welcome to this way overdue devlog for my upcoming basketball game, Full Court Heroes. We've got a lot to cover, as it's been a pretty long while since the last devlog video, including some really big news about the game. I'll also cover some of the pretty great progress I've been able to make in the game, and a bit of what's next on the roadmap. So let's jump right in with three huge announcements that I'm very excited to make. First, we've opted into the June edition of Steam's Next Fest this year. I'm sure most everyone knows what Steam Next Fest is by now, but in case you don't, it's an event Valve puts on a few times a year to showcase upcoming games and their demos. This is a huge opportunity for me to connect even more with all of you and give you a taste of what Full Court Heroes is all about. I've been pouring not only a lot of time, but also my heart into making this game, and I can't wait to share it with the world. It's a chance to get valuable feedback that will help me make the game even better, so please mark your calendars for Steam Next Fest beginning June 10th and running through June 17th. If you haven't done so already, please wishlist Full Court Heroes on Steam so you can be notified as soon as the demo is available in the store. This is a huge milestone, and I couldn't be more excited about it. Speaking of the demo, here's giant announcement number 2. In advance of Steam's Next Fest, we're launching the public demo. The demo has been reviewed on Steam and has been given approval, and the demo will be released on Monday, May 20th. This is a really big step in the game's progress, and I am very excited to finally get it to this point. It has been about a year and a half now since I started this project, and it's been a great adventure to this point, but now, in just a few days from recording this, I will be publishing a demo that anyone in the world can try out. It's a dream come true and kind of terrifying at the same time, but I'm really excited to see what you all think about the game. And now for big announcement number 3. I'm really excited to announce that my brother Josh will be joining the team at Tireswing Games as creative director on future projects. He's already been helping out some with Full Court Heroes, and if you've been on our Discord, you've seen him there as Deputy Van Halen. Yes, it is a Bill and Ted reference. When we were kids, we would talk about making games together, and this whole project has been a way for things that I've long dream to come true for me, and this is just another part of it that my brother and I will be making games together going forward. I'm really excited about that. I know Josh is as well, and you'll be hearing more from him in the future as we go on. Alright, let me show you a few of the features that have been added and what's changed in the game lately. First, I added support for shot contesting affecting a shot. Previously, the difficulty of a shot affected how the shot meter worked only, but once the shot meter was released, that would determine if the shot was good or not. The further away you were from the basket, the better the defender's position, the shooter's offensive rating, defensive rating, things like that were all put into a formula to calculate how the shot meter worked, but really all that matters was your release timing. Now the game takes into account the idea of a shot contest, where good defense can disrupt a shot even if the release timing is pretty good. This is a new feature that was kind of difficult to add, but it is working really well. It takes into account how far away the defender is from the shooter, what position the defender has. Is the defender directly between the shooter and the basket? Is the defender behind the shooter, the side? Also the defender's height compared to the shooter's height, and if the players are jumping, how high off the court the players are when the ball's released. If the shooter is double teamed or triple teamed, along with player stats for both the shooter and defenders, all gets kind of combined into a formula that calculates the strength of a shot contest, and that can disrupt. The result is that playing good defense now, I think, can really impact the game, which of course is really important to the goal of making Full Court Heroes feel and play as much like actual basketball as possible. Getting a video game to feel like defense actually affects the game is actually pretty hard to do, and I'm pretty pleased with the result so far, so I hope you like it. Also, I adjusted player collisions to make collision shapes a little bit bigger. It causes a few problems with the AI players getting stuck more often, especially when they're trying to run through a crowd, but it made defense much better and cut down on some of the cheese that was there that made it really easy to score by doing the same thing over and over again. Let's see, I reworked the dunking mechanic. The feedback I was getting from playtesters was that it was very hard to dunk. So now if you go up for a shot while running toward the basket and are close enough to the basket, the game will automatically switch you into a dunk layup mode. When you reach the basket, you dunk the ball if you've still got the ball above the rim. If you're not going to get to the rim because of a defender in your way, you can actually release the shot button to turn the shot into a layup attempt. I think it works a lot better and makes it much easier to dunk if you've got an opening to the basket to be able to do that. That way the controls don't have to get in the way of being able to do a slam dunk. Along with audio and video options where you can control each type of sound or music volume individually, set full screen or windowed mode, or toggle the screen shake on and off that happens when you dunk the ball. Full Court Heroes now allows players to remap the controls the way they want to play, whether they're using a controller or a keyboard to play the game. I personally prefer playing with a game controller by far, but keyboard is supported, and now if you play keyboard and you don't like the way I've mapped out the keys, you can change them, and that's a big thing for the game going forward. The game also supports 10 different languages, so you can change the language as well and play. Hopefully a lot more people will be able to play the game because of language support. I think that's probably enough to show for this video. I do want to mention a couple more things and talk about the roadmap for Full Court Heroes moving forward. One really cool thing that happened recently was that Full Court Heroes was featured in a video series by a creator whose channel is called Stay at Home Dev, and the series features games made in the Godot engine each week and allows for viewers to vote for their favorite. Weekly winners are entered into a kind of tournament at the end of the year for the channel's Game of the Year awards. Full Court Heroes was featured in the video from March 30th and was the highest vote getter for that week. There's a link to that video in the description here. It was really encouraging to see the response to Full Court Heroes from his audience, and as a fan of that video series, it was a really neat thing to see my game featured there. If you're a fan of indie games or a game dev, particularly one working in the Godot engine, I highly encourage you to check out his channel. He's got some tutorials and does some videos on other news and things that happen in the indie game scene, and he shows off some really cool projects from all over the world each week. Beyond that, as I mentioned at the top of this video, we're getting the demo ready for Steam Next Fest, which begins in less than a month from when I'm recording this. The demo will be released in just a few days on Monday, May 20th, so I can't wait to get that into your hands and get feedback from a much larger group of players. I'll also make a shameless plug here too, that as we prepare for Steam Next Fest, I really hope the game can get a pretty good amount of visibility. People who have played the game or even who've just seen the game seem to have really good things to say about it, and as we move toward Next Fest and then toward release, the number of times the game is wishlisted on Steam really does impact the game's visibility on the Steam store and even during the Next Fest festival. So you can help us a lot with this by wishlisting the game if you haven't done that already. I would really appreciate it. Sports games are a smaller niche on Steam, and if you know anyone who might like 2D sports games or a basketball game that isn't 2K, please let them know about Full Court Heroes. It can make a really big difference to how the game does during Next Fest and after its release. As for what's next, it's going to be extremely busy between now and the end of Next Fest on June 17th. I'll be watching for your feedback about the demo, making improvements or fixing any issues that are found. I'll be streaming during Next Fest and managing what I hope will be a lot of new attention that Full Court Heroes gets and a lot of new eyes on the game. After the demo is out and after Next Fest is over, I'll be working on adding franchise mode, and then as we near release, I'll be setting up the online game server or servers depending on what kind of response I anticipate. The game will hopefully be released in the later part of this year, and as of right now, that does seem very possible. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. Please like the video, subscribe, and or leave a comment if you haven't already done that. Also, consider joining us on the Discord. Until next time, have a great day. Thanks.